feels way closer than it usually is.
I think this is how it was the last time we filmed it like this. Well,
Hello.
okay, so
I liked it
basically...
better when it was darker.
Wow, I look weird. McKenna made me watch Classroom of the Elite. What did you think about the show?
I think it's like... Wait, I was gonna say something sarcastic, but I wasn't being sarcastic enough. So I'll just like say it's really bad.
It's really bad. What did you think about it the first time you watched it, though?
The first time I watched it, I was just like... Ooh. Girls.
Is that what you thought?
But like, the first time I watched it, I kind of like got like hooked to it for some reason, and I wanted to binge it. But that was like 2 months ago in like a different version of me, so I don't know what was going through my head.
I'm very confused about that because like I thought there was just like nothing about this show that was like...
The second time I watched it, I understand what you're saying right now, but the first time I watched it, I wanted to binge it.
Like, it was just like almost the entire time it was either like unwatchably boring or like stupid. That's how I felt about it.
I need to get some water. Keep on talking.
Okay, I'm gonna talk about some other stuff a bit later, but like there's themes in it that I watched some videos on, and I was like, okay, that's cool, but like it really, I don't think it did them well, and the plot was mostly just like really boring.
Okay, I'm back.
So yeah, that's my opening thoughts about the show. So the first thing I want to talk about is like the art style, I guess.
It's pretty,
So
pretty.
the show looks kind of good. Like some things are really good about it, but it also, some things about it are kind of strange, some kind of weird. Like the eyes, some people's eyes in this show are very pretty. Like the main girl's eyes, they look very nice and
They do.
aesthetic. But there are some people's eyes who don't look good. Like the main character, the main guy, his eyes are like purple and then like yellowish green, and it doesn't look good. Like each person has like a color combination in their eyes, and sometimes they look kind of gross. And it's not good. And then the other thing is like everyone's hair has like a gradient in it. And
It looks like it's like dyed on the ends,
Yeah.
but like not at the same
and
time.
I don't really like hair gradients most of the time, but sometimes it's okay. But some of the ones in this show are like their hair is like a normal hair color, but then the gradient goes to like gray. Like it doesn't end off as like a darker shade of the color it's already on. It ends with like gray or like greenish gray, and it looks gross. Like the main character sometimes he has like brown hair, like kind of orangish brown, right? But at some points the bottoms of his hair just look gray. And then some other people, just their hair gradients are kind of weird. Like the main girl, the underside of her hair is like blue. It's kind of just strange. And so yeah, that's what I thought about that. Do you have anything to say about the art style? Okay. Next is the fan service. So the fan service in this show is so stupid and distracting. It's so dumb.
Distracting.
Like I'm okay with fan service if it's like if it makes sense. Like something like Kill La Kill, where all the characters are basically, they're like almost naked when they're fighting.
Oh, wait, yeah.
But it's important to the plot of the show. And it's like something that's actually happening in the world of the show, right? Like they are literally wearing those outfits in the show. But in Classroom of the Elite, they're all just wearing like, even when they're just wearing their normal school uniforms, the camera just like focuses on the girls' boobs. It's like no one in the show is like looking at the boobs. It's just the camera, and it's just like the show wants to show you this because fan service. Like
I'm pretty sure I said like multiple times while watching this that I was like, instead of watching High School of the Dead as a joke, we could have just watched this.
Yeah. But I feel like the point of High School of the Dead is to have that, and then in this show it's just dumb because it's like even more dumb than High School of the Dead, because it's like it's trying to be a serious show at the same time while the cameraman is just looking at all the girls in this way the whole time. Like you can do that with a cameraman if if a character is actually supposed to be like checking out a girl. Like there's this, I haven't watched the show, but I've seen this scene. There's a show called Gurren Lagann, where one person he's literally supposed to be like looking at one of the girls in like a sexual way, and that's how they get the fan service. But in this show, there's no one looking at the girls like that like all the time. They just
Plus, it's
show
just
their
the
boobs
audience.
randomly. But we're being forced to do it. Like I don't want to. Well, maybe, but like not in this
I
way.
kind of want to.
It's like you know Sakata from Bunny Girl Senpai, the main guy. Like if he was looking at the girls like this,
That'd be kind of
then-
weird.
Then like he is actually someone who like would admit that they're like he's like looking at the
Yeah.
girls like this, and so the camera could have done the thing that would make sense where it was looking at like Mai's boobs or something. But there's also this
I
show.
was thinking of like some other girls and like some of the things, and I was like, that'd be kind of weird if you looked at all of them. But yeah.
There's also this other show called Monogatari where it's really creative with its fan service. In Monogatari, so it's mainly from the point of view of the main character. In Monogatari, there's all these girls around the main character, and some of them he likes, some of them like him, but he doesn't like them. Like there's one girl who tries to be like really sexy around him in one scene, but the camera is just like still when it shows her talking. But meanwhile, there's this other girl who the main character actually likes, and she's wearing just like normal clothes, but the camera is moving around to show all like her sexual
That's kind of
stuff.
cool though.
Yeah, it's creative,
Yeah.
and it's showing what's going through the mind of the character.
And it's just like how he actually pays attention to her and not the.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of sweet.
But
It's kind of just showing how he's horny at the same time though.
exactly. But in this show, it's just like the cameraman's just doing this. Like,
Anyways, let's move on.
don't
from
get
the boob
distracted.
talk.
Okay. Yeah. Next thing. Actual plot of the show. The actual plot of the show is extremely boring. Like
It was boring. I don't understand why I wanted to watch it.
like the first half of the show, before the island part, I was just like, wait, is the plot just? It's just school. They're just at school. Like that was like obviously you can have a like school plot and make it interesting, but in this it does like some weird stuff. Like they do a study group, but it fails, and then they all like pass the test anyway. Like I didn't care. I don't care about the characters. It didn't make me care about the characters. And then like there was the guy who was going to get expelled. It's like, oh no, he's going to get expelled, and I don't care about him at all. And it was like they were trying to make it dramatic about how they need to like do good in school or else they're not going to get points. And I was like, yeah, that's yeah, you need to do good in school normally also. Which
Yeah.
I think that's like part of the message of the show. Because the show is supposed to be like commenting on the school system, but it's honestly not. I don't think it's saying anything interesting about it. It's just saying like they're just at school. So yeah, this show really felt like Bunny Girl Senpai, except without the social commentary or anything else that made that show interesting. Like
I was about to say.
Like it has the same extremely dry editing style, where it's just like there's nothing like that unique about the aesthetic. Like
The two like main characters are like
Yeah, I'm gonna get to-
Walmart versions
Yeah.
of like Mai and
yeah. But I'm gonna talk about that in a second. Like it feels mostly similar to Bunny Girl Senpai in the way that there's not much like good directing, I guess. Like it's nothing like Monogatari where it's just like the weirdest directing style and it's awesome. It's just like flat dialogue scenes and they're just talking and it's just like really normal. It's just like there's nothing interesting going on with that. Except Bunny Girl Senpai had like social commentary like constantly, and it had interesting characters that you care about, and it just explored so many different issues. And Classroom of the Elite just completely fails at doing that. Like it tries to do some stuff, but only a few things actually land. And this is just in the first half of the show. In this first part, I was like, I feel like this is what people who don't like Bunny Girl Senpai think Bunny Girl Senpai is. Because as you said, it has the two main characters. Like, it has I don't remember the main character's name, but he's basically like Sakuta, because they're both just like acting kind of emotionless and they're like loner characters, except Sakuta is actually interesting because he's supposed to symbolize like going against society's expectations and stuff. And in this show, like people always criticize Bunny Girl Senpai for having that protagonist because they're like, oh wow, it's just a self-insert character. He's just so cool and a loner. Except like, it's
Wait, people actually say that about him?
yeah.
It's kind of embarrassing. I don't know.
But like in that show, he's actually supposed to symbolize exactly that. It's working for the themes, but in Classroom of the Elite, he is literally just that. He's literally just the self-insert character, and there's nothing beyond that. And then it's also horrible with the girl because
She's kind of hot.
they're both like the tsundere type, the edgy, long black hair girl. I don't like that type of character that much. But Mai is an interesting character with an interesting issue. And then the girl in Classroom of the Elite is just like, she doesn't have anything interesting, or at least they hinted at some stuff, but unlike Bunny Girl Senpai.
Can I say what that is?
Sure.
I mean, I said it in the tier list video though. If you didn't watch it, basically what I said is like, it's like what Chris just said. They like hinted like in that like episode where like she got invited to go to the pool, where like she said like something like, I've always been alone or something, and like I don't need other people to be happy or something. But like it showed how like she was obviously like happy to hang out with them that day because she was like smiling at a picture of them. And then also like there was some stuff with her like brother abusing her or something. Abusing her or something. Kind of wish, I really wish they did more with the brother.
And it's not like they just ran out of time or something, because Bunny Girl Senpai has like, they're able to develop characters in like 2 episodes and then have an emotional climax that is fulfilling to
They needed to do that
multiple
like
times.
They needed to do that island episode.
Yeah, they just really needed to send them to an island.
Yeah.
But before we get to that, so I'm going to talk about the themes of the show. It's supposed to be talking about the school system, primarily in Japan, and how like there's the stuff about how like strict it is, right? And how stressful, I guess, and how much of an effect it has on your future. And also it has some stuff where it's like bullying the people in the lowest class, because the main characters are in the D class, and so they get bullied from the higher classes because they're dumb. Just like in an Assassination Classroom.
But in Assassination Classroom, it's better.
Yes, exactly. In Assassination Classroom, it's so much better because one, Assassination Classroom
You're
is
like, let's
let's get into
one.
one. Assassination Classroom is like, it's like one of the most fun shows ever. Like, because it's not just the social commentary part. There's also obviously the killing Koro Sensei part, and through that you're able to see all the characters in the E class. That they all have their own personalities and their own quirks and their own like specialties, and because of that you can get attached to them, and more importantly you get attached to them. Yeah, you can get attached to them each on an individual level, but also mainly and more importantly as like a whole class. Like you get attached to the idea of E-class and fighting against the other students. So when they're getting bullied and they have to stand up and prove that they aren't dumb.
You're just like, yeah, do it.
Yeah, exactly. But in Classroom of the Elite, there's nothing fun.
I feel like it's more of like social status in Classroom of the Elite, which is like bad because like you mentioned it like on how Bunny Girl Senpai, like how they're going like against that, you know. But then in like Classroom of the Elite, it seems like they get like more popular by their social status or something. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. But neither of those ideas really work that well in this show.
I don't think anything really works well in this show.
Like, I don't think like as you said, the going against the social norms, that really wasn't like a thing it was saying. It was just
I know,
saying,
I'm saying that like they did that in Running or something, but like in this one, it seemed like they were trying to be popular.
It was like they were talking about like social norms kind of, but they weren't saying like you should be going against it and being an individual. It was kind of just not saying anything about it. And then for the like culture of bullying the lowest class kids at school, you don't get attached to the D class because there's no fun adventures at the part where they're getting bullied. It's just boring.
I want to rewatch Assassination Classroom now. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm editing the video right now for
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And it's like August, and you guys are probably gonna see this in like October or something. Or September. I don't know.
No, it's probably gonna be even later than October, honestly.
Oh, well, Merry Christmas. Easter does not exist.
Next topic.
We're probably all just in a coma
Next
on that day.
topic. For like the start of the show, or like for a lot of it, I was kind of worried that I like didn't get the joke or something because I felt like
The joke.
like I felt like it might be the joke.
You thought there was a joke.
Yeah, I thought there was like I thought it might be trying to be funny by having everything like super over the top,
Oh
right?
my God.
Like everyone is acting like so serious about everything for some reason. And it's like maybe this is funny, but like I don't if that was what they were doing, then I feel like they didn't make it over the top enough and they didn't make it obvious enough because there's way too many like actual serious scenes with this. But reading the reviews about like how good the show is, no one's talking about how like funny it is. So it's just like I guess it was supposed to be serious, but now it's just all dumb.
That's so embarrassing.
Like there's one episode where it's the pool episode where some of the guys are trying to like get into the girls' locker room and put cameras in, I think.
Yeah. I mean, that was a joke.
Yeah, it was like they're using like flag signals and stuff and walkie-talkies, and they have like code names and stuff.
Yeah.
And obviously that one is like an over-the-top joke.
Yeah.
But and at that point, that's like when my I don't know, worriness was at like the all-time high, because I was like, wow, maybe all this was a joke, but I don't think it was. I think it was just that one funny episode, and I was just like, okay.
I started thinking about the island episode where
Yes.
they started doing martial arts, like
Next is the island section of this series.
beautiful.
The island part where they're
It's
suddenly
when he started like swinging through the trees for me.
when they just suddenly appeared on this boat. It starts off with the main character and the teacher are talking about like the Greek myth about Icarus.
Yeah, what was that? What was that
Okay,
supposed
well,
to be?
The story of Icarus is
I'm
about
pretty sure
how
they did something like that in like Sabrina the Teenage Witch. But anyways.
the story of Icarus is supposed to be about how basically in the story there's this guy named Icarus.
Well, like I already know that because of Sabrina.
Yeah.
Because like they did like but like Sabrina is like a show about like this girl who is born into a rich family, and like it's not about high school students.
But like
Sabrina is like very dark.
does the theme of Icarus like play into Sabrina?
Well, like in that episode it kind of did, but like I don't want to explain the whole thing about Sabrina. I'm just saying it's like very different than Classroom of the Elite, so it's kind of weird.
Well,
But yeah.
the theme of Icarus is that like you shouldn't like he flies too close to the sun,
Yeah.
and so it melts his wings and he falls down. And basically that's saying like basically the original point of it was like you shouldn't try to like be one of the gods, right? You shouldn't
Yeah.
act like you're one of them, because you're not, because humans are pathetic and puny creatures. But I guess the more modern interpretation would be like just don't try to act like you're above everything, right? Like
For some reason I'm like thinking of Light Yagami.
yeah.
Right now, yeah.
in
Yeah.
in the live action Death Note movie, L actually says that.
I don't remember much
There's
from
this
the live
really
action.
there's this really goofy line from it where it's like, "You're the one who flew too close to the sun. I'm just here to make sure you burn." The Icarus myth definitely does it can definitely apply to Death Note, even though in the original anime I don't think they
But it
mentioned
doesn't like apply to like high school students.
It has
on
no.
a yacht.
I don't see how it applies to this
mean, like,
island storyline at all.
It doesn't apply to the island storyline, but like, if we knew that the main character was like only cared about winning or something from the beginning, then maybe it would have made more sense. Because like the teacher was telling him not to try to be like a god, I guess. This all just came into my head.
I don't
this
see
all
how-
just came into my head just now. Like,
Like-
you know how like he said like he only cares if he's the one who wins or something.
Yeah.
So like maybe like he has a god complex or something, but they don't really tell us that.
I don't know. Like, I'm gonna talk about that reveal in a second, but like, I don't really see how the Icarus thing really applies that much to it. Like, obviously he is trying to be like powerful, I guess, but it's like it doesn't really fit. Like, there's not enough information in the story in the show
Yeah,
to really fit
I
into the
agree.
Icarus myth. The whole island plotline is just stupid. It's like they go on a camping trip. It's like I thought this show was about like high school. It's supposed to be deconstructing like, or not deconstructing. It's supposed to be like commentating on like Japanese high school life, but now they're just on an island, I guess. It's
Romance.
supposed to be like a competition between the different classes, and
Romance.
it's like they're acting like if they get caught at each other's bases, they're gonna get like killed or something.
Yeah.
Like they're like.
I mean,
they're
that
like, "We
guy
can't-
did
we
have a
can't be
bow and
seen."
arrow.
Yeah, like it's like
Why did he have a bow and arrow?
they can't just get murdered like on a school field trip.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they could,
I mean, like, is
but
someone
like that's
gonna
not
get like?
against.
Is the class gonna get points for murdering someone or something?
And the whole point of the game is to guess who each team's leader is, and it's like that seems like the easiest
Can
thing
we
to
talk
win.
about like the romance that's going on here though? Like, we love how the main character looks at different girls. Like, remember like when the pink haired girl was like, "You never look at me like that," and he was just like. We can stop talking about the romance
Okay,
now.
because I was actually like in the middle of
Yeah,
a sentence.
Go on.
So like the plot of these episodes is that they have to guess who the other team's leaders are. And first of all, that just seems like the easiest thing. It seems so easy to just like not get your leader picked. Like you could just choose like a random person. It's not like you actually have to choose someone to be the leader. Like you can just have like a symbolic leader who doesn't have the card, right? Like
Yeah.
you can give anyone the card. I don't see how picking the other class's leaders relates to like the themes of the show. I don't like, is this supposed to be a metaphor for high school? Like in high school you don't have to guess like the top students in the other classes because you just know. So I don't know what this part was about.
I don't know anything either, so like I'm just like
And so everything in these last few episodes just felt like really pointless, and there are so many weird things that happen, like when the blonde guy just like runs off, he swims over to the boat, he climbs up the anchor for some reason.
yeah, and then he's just like, what did he say?
I don't know, but it's like I don't even know what he's trying to do. He just left.
Just vibing.
Like everyone's like, oh no, he's leaving us, and then he just left, and that was what happened. It's like, what? Why did that happen? Well, why was that
It's
significant?
necessary to the plot.
It's like, oh no, they're gonna lose points, but it's like I don't know why he's doing this. He's just heading out, I guess, and no one was even able to try to stop him.
Yeah.
So it just like randomly happened.
I don't have like anything else to say about
Okay,
the show
well,
until you get to like the favorite
Yeah,
characters.
I'm going to talk about the twist that happens at the end now. Well, the
I'm
twist,
reading some YOLOs.
you did not need to say that. The twist that happens at the end is that the main character, was actually scheming. It was all part of his master
Ooh.
plan. But honestly, I thought his character was always like that. Like it was not a surprise
Yeah.
to me that he was planning that. Like when they got on the boat after they won, I was like, okay, he's going to reveal his master plan now. And then they acted like it was a twist that he revealed it. So I don't know. Maybe I just have some ultra deduction. Like, were you expecting him to be like smart?
Well, like, I already knew he was smart.
But like when you first
but,
watched
like,
it, were you surprised?
No. But basically, like, I don't think. I mean, like, I guess I was like, oh, wow, he doesn't care about anyone. But, like, I don't know, I didn't.
Like he's supposed to be like the I don't know, like the twist is supposed to be that he seems like someone who just doesn't care about what's going on, but then it turns out he actually does care, except only about himself.
Yeah.
But like he's supposed to be like the self-insert character. He's supposed to seem like this guy, this type of self-insert character, like Sakata from Bunny Girl Senpai or Hachiman from Origairu. They're supposed to be like this cynical loner who doesn't care about social life, and you're supposed to be like, wow, that's literally me. I'm literally that character. I'm also a loner, and I have no friends, but that's because I'm cool and cynical. But like, they can't just make a self-insert character like dumb, I guess. Like there has to be, he has to be smart, so there's no way he was just like not going to do anything for the entire plot, because up to that point he had done literally nothing. He was just hanging around everyone.
Yeah,
and so
I exist.
it's so obvious that like he's going to do something in the end. But also I kind of have a problem with the idea of this twist, other than what I already said, which is that it comes at the very end of the show, and it's like a twist that changes the whole view of a character should not be at the very end of the show. It's just like a cheap excuse for like character development. Like in Gakko Garashi, if it was revealed that so you don't know what Gakko Garashi is. It's a show about this girl. It's in the first episode, it seems like it's just going to be normal, happy school life. But at the end of the first episode, it turns out they're in a zombie apocalypse, and the main character has like schizophrenia.
Oh, that escalated very quickly.
And it's like, if they revealed that, I think her name's Yuki in that show, if they revealed that she was delusional in like the last episode of the series, and for the rest of the show, it was just normal, like, cute girls show, that would be like so dumb and boring. It's like how in you don't know what this is either. It's like how in School Days, that's a show about the main character having sex with every girl in his school, and at the end he gets horribly murdered. He gets stabbed to death. It's like that. That's just a cheap twist at the end of the show to like pretend that the show was actually good all along. Like it was all leading up to this, even though like if you had revealed that early in the show, you could have actually like done something with it. You could have actually like developed it more or something, added it to the themes instead of just putting on random character development at the end, at the very end, which is dumb because there's like, God.
You're angry.
And I guess I shouldn't be surprised that the show would pull something like this when they thought the reveal at the end of the first episode was cool, right? Because the first episode is like, the reveal at the end is that, oh no, we need to do good in school to get points, right?
Yeah.
It's such a dumb reveal because for the whole first part of that episode up until the reveal, it's just like they're just hanging around. There's no plot. And so the reveal at the end of that episode is basically that there is a plot to the show, right? Because before that there was no plot.
Yeah, that's the reveal.
And so it's just like how the show ends. It's like, oh, I guess the main character was interesting. Okay, great.
Oh my god.
So yeah, that's what I have to say. Favorite characters. Who's your favorite character?
Black-haired edgy girl.
Why? I don't understand.
your favorite character?
And I know that's purely based on her like aesthetic qualities. Like she's edgy and she has black hair and she looks angry. And it's not at all because she's interesting, because she's not interesting at all. There's no, she has barely any development, and any development that she gets is done.
Like she had potential too.
Oh my god! But that doesn't mean it actually happened.
That is true.
My favorite character was Albert, because he's just a whole bundle of joy. I think the character that had the most actual thought and like actually had a developed storyline was Sakura, even though she was really only in like 2 episodes. But she's kind of just like Futaba from Bunny Girl Senpai, and Bunny Girl Senpai is a much better show.
Yep.
Who's your least favorite character?
Everybody?
Honestly, yeah. Everyone in this show except Sakura, I guess, sucks. Everyone is just like they're terrible. Everyone is terrible. Like everyone wants to say that the main character, oh my god, he's so interesting. He got a reveal at the last second. Isn't that so cool? No, it's not cool. It's like if Madoka Magica, it's like if they killed Mommy in the last episode. It's like that.
That would be stupid.
It's like if the whole show was just like a normal, actual magical girl show, the whole show was just Winx Club, and then they killed a random character at the end. That would be so stupid. But Madoka Magica isn't stupid.
I'm going.
Someone gave this show a 10 out of 10. The second most popular review on Mal is a 10 out of 10 review. And my opinion is right. No one else is right. I'm the only one with the right opinion. What's your favorite episode?
The first one?
Why?
I don't know.
The first episode is terrible.
What's yours?
My favorite episode was episode 7, which is that's the pool episode where they're trying to set up the cameras, and that's the only time I had fun with this show. Other than when I was laughing at it. I already talked about why this episode is good. It's supposed to be goofy and over the top, which is what I thought the show was, maybe what it was trying to do, but it wasn't, so yeah. Episodes I don't like, the first episode is terrible. The entire thing is just like, you're waiting for there to be a plot, like they're just existing.
I don't know what to say.
The whole time when I was watching the first episode, I was like, okay, they're doing stuff, when is there gonna be a plot, when is there going to be a thing that happens?
Okay.
Like they're all just living like comfortable lives, you know? Like that's not a thing that you can do in a show, right? You have to have a struggle. And then at the end they introduce the plot and it's like, oh wow, there's a plot in the show. What a good review. Other episodes I hate, everything on the island was dumb, especially the underwear episode, where they spend like this whole episode like trying to find who the underwear thief is, and it's like, what is this? Why are they talking about this?
But
What?
the green character guy like said, I think if they find me, I'm the one who will get the least punishment. That was really
It's like
funny.
they're debating the politics over this underwear. Like that seems like a thing that could be like really over the top and funny. Like
But it's not a joke.
But it's not a joke. It's it's the actual plot of the episode. And then like the episode ends, and then in the next episode they're still talking about the underwear. What does this have to do with the themes of the show? People now giving this a 10 out of 10 are like, wow, the thief of the underwear really relates to how society is a thing that exists.
Did they
Wow,
actually
this is so
say
deep.
that?
I don't know. It wasn't mentioned in the review that I read.
But
so.
it sounded like something they would say.
Next is just moments. Do you have any moments that you like?
I don't think I know what I like.
Okay. Well, I can say.
I wasn't gonna say.
Were you gonna say
anything.
I don't know, even though I was
I
already
think so.
talking?
But like.
Every moment where Mr. Clean is on screen is comedy gold. Just every time he exists, it's hilarious. I also like when the blonde guy climbs onto the boat. You see, that's what gets me confused about this show because I'm like, I laughed at this and I feel like that should be something that the show is like that's supposed to be funny, but I really don't understand what the show is doing. I'm confused.
I think we can stop talking about
Everything else was horribly boring or stupid.
You looked straight at the camera, you're like, everything else was horribly boring or stupid.
This plant in the background looks like hair.
It does look like that, but that's like completely off topic. The girls are hot.
What would you score Classroom of the
I
Elite?
gave it a 3.
A 3?
Yeah.
That's like the lowest score you've given other than like Tokyo Ghoul, I think. I'd give this show like, it's like a solid 2 out of 10, I think. Which is the same score I gave Sword Art Online, but honestly, like, this show just makes Sword Art Online look good. Like, almost, like at least in Sword Art Online, there are some episodes where I was like, wow, that was actually like a good episode. But like, in this show, it's like they have one funny episode, but it wasn't really that funny. It's just like everything else is just boring or stupid. And then there are some themes in it, but the themes are basically just like, wow, school exists. That's deep. This show honestly made me feel like I was watching The Vampire Diaries again. That's how bored I was. I would give it a 1 if it didn't have that one funny episode. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say. This show is dumb and boring and stupid. It's almost a 1 out of 10. It's honestly like the worst show we've had in a while, like since Tokyo Ghoul Re, which was definitely worse than this. But this show is just so bad and so boring. What shows are we currently watching?
Kiss Knife.
Yeah, McKenna's making me watch Kiz Niver. I'm making McKenna watch Higurashi. We're still on season 2. And we're both watching Toradora together. Currently, I am watching Inu Boku SS. I was watching the quintessential quintuplets, but I got bored and I stopped watching it.
Graph Essentials.
What are you watching?
Scum's Wish. Kakigurui. Urin High School Host Club.
Yeah.
Blue Exorcist. And I think that's all? I don't think there's anything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Next video will be about Higurashi.
Let me see
probably.
if it's called Scum's Wish.
It is called Scum's Wish.
Oh, so you... Okay, yeah.
Kuzu no Honkai.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the end of the video. Classroom of the Elite sucks. It is bad and terrible, and it's boring and it sucks. It's
Have a
dumb.
nice Christmas.
Happy New Year.